Has come and gone, and the South African Revenue Service says it's been a success. SARS says it prevented 2.7 billion rand in fraudulent claims relating to personal taxes. It also paid more than 18 billion rand to non-provisional taxpayers, an increase from last year. In total, 19.8 billion rand has been paid to individuals. The figure includes prior year returns, which directly contribute to household income and the economy. A total 94% of expected returns were submitted on time, compared to last year's rate of 91%. Extended operating hours at SARS branches and contact centres meant that more people could be assisted outside normal working hours. Tax Season Commissioner SARS Commissioner Tom Moyane has said that SARS appreciates all taxpayers who submitted their tax returns before the deadline. All right, and we're now joined in studio by Mark Kingon, a Group Executive for Business and Individual Taxes at SARS. Thank you for being with us.
Good to be with you, Francis.
So, did I read that correctly, that there's been better compliance because everyone's worried about people paying taxes in South Africa?
There has been better compliance, and we're very gratified with the number of people that have filed on time. It's up on previous years. But obviously, and what we've seen is people catching up on earlier years as well. 1.2 million returns received in this period related to earlier years that people have now filed as well.
Right.
So we're very gratified, and we're gratified that we can assist people by giving them their refunds. And the vast majority of people refunds are paid immediately without an audit process, so we are very gratified.
And that's the 18 billion or so, because there was a concern, I think, last tax season about delayed payments. SARS was in trouble, so is that all fixed? Is that all behind us?
Well, you know what is ongoing, and you highlighted the issue of fraud, and so fraud is still there. So in the process of looking at fraudulent returns, you're going to stop some that are legitimate, and people might...
Can we go back? I'm talking about refunds. So you're paying refunds very quickly.
We are paying refunds very quickly, and a vast majority of refunds are paid within 24 hours or to 48 hours. Obviously, if you get audited, it does take longer. And that process obviously requires some intervention by an individual to go and look at the documents that are submitted.
Okay, and then the audits raise the issue of fraud. You say more than 2.5 billion rand in fraud prevented? How?
Correct. So we find a lot of people trying the system, claiming fictitious amounts as a tax deduction, and our systems have been built to such a stage that we can validate against a lot of data. For instance, medical aid data, retirement annuity data that comes in, and we can see when people are trying the system and claiming fictitious amounts. That has climbed. It's almost doubled in the last year, which is a concern. But our systems have got sharper as well.
So people are just being dodgy, downright dodgy.
There are some people, the vast majority of people, and that's what we're gratified about. And today we want to say thank you to them, who've simply done their job, filed their return, stood in long queues in some cases in our branches, as you've seen if you go around our branches, and done the effort to file on time.
So you're being good about giving people their money back, but on the flip side, what are people looking at in terms of fines if they're still sitting there thinking I should do my tax return?
Our first encouragement to the people, get out there, go file. It's never too late to file. Very importantly, if they don't file on time, there are penalties that can kick in, and we've got a specific regime that works if you've got outstanding returns, and that ranges from 250 Rand per return to 16,000 per return per month that it remains outstanding. It's quite significant.
So be careful.
Be careful, but it's never too late, and we are approachable, and I think that's what we'd like.
Are you negotiable?
Well, we cannot negotiate a discount at all, but we are approachable, and I think you'll find our people willing to engage if you come forward.
There are concerns about SARS. Moody's even mentioned it in the earlier story about ratings. Once this bastion of efficiency, now involved in a lot of legal battles. KPMG is just one of them. Political battles, for instance, with the former finance minister. Should people be worried about SARS? I mean, you're here talking about efficiency as if nothing's happened, I guess, in the interim.
Obviously, we're concerned with anything that's negative towards our organisation, but there are 14,000 odd people there. I'm one of many that have been there for many years, and we are committed to do what's right. We're committed to collect the revenue required for government and to enable us to meet the targets that have been set there by the Minister. We are committed to do it, and obviously we want to encourage people to do their portion.
And you someone who's been there for so long, can you allay those concerns? What do you see inside the organisation?
We've got a committed group of people, and we've got good plans afoot. There are many things that we are doing to try and improve the situation. The recently released Ombuds report, we are addressing the concerns. So you'll find in our organisation people who are committed to do what is right to fix the thing.
We were talking about dodginess, and there's also a concern that tax morality, as it's called, is slipping, sometimes because people are concerned about where their tax money is going. Can you see, we don't know how much revenue is coming in yet, do we?
No. The Minister did announce in his medium-term budget statement as to certain aspects. Now, obviously, we are seeing the economy is struggling in certain places. Wage increases have been lower, so that obviously impacts the pay-as-you-earn take as we have it. There are concerns that we are addressing, and be aware that we are going to be looking for the people who do dodge us, and we intend to make sure that people pay their rightful portion. We believe it's in the interest of our country.
In terms of revenue, there was a hole, the Finance Minister had to address it, 40 billion or so?
50 billion that he mentioned.
Yeah, so we can't tell what's coming up.
Well, that was the prediction as tabled at the medium-term budget statement.
Okay, so that's even the money coming in now.
Correct. And obviously we are looking at every opportunity that we need to collect the revenues that are due. There's a large debt book that we need to go after, and people owing us money, they need to fulfill their obligations.
Finally, 3 seconds. Apparently it takes 3 seconds sometimes.
Well,
so we're pretty jacked in terms of technology.
From a worldwide point of view, if you have a look at our systems, they are world-class in terms of the submission. So you submit the documents, and within seconds, literally, it comes out. The vast majority of people's returns are being assessed immediately. There are a few, obviously, when there's certain specific, unique circumstances. But yes, 3 seconds, in fact, less sometimes a bit more.
And 3 seconds to tell if you're trying to cook your numbers. Thank you very much, Mark Kingon, Group Executive for Business and Individual Taxes at SARS.